So the children of Israel were not even ready to listen to Moses again. I'm sure the amount of bombastic side eye that were flying, they were not even answering him. We're just talking to them. They didn't rate him anymore. Then God now said that, oh yeah, Moses should go and talk to Pharaoh. Moses was like, ordinary children of Israel, they're not listening to me. How is Pharaoh going to listen to me? So, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support on my last video. I am really grateful. And if you're new here, welcome. Subscribe, like, share. So today I said I was going to be talking about how Pharaoh reacted to the signs that God sent Moses and Aaron to show him when they get to Egypt. And in my last video, I talked about how God called Moses and Aaron to go and lead the children of Israel out of Egypt. In case you've not watched the video, you can check back, then come back to this. So Moses and Aaron eventually went to Egypt. They met with the elders, the Israel elders that were in Egypt, and told them all God had already said, and even showed them the signs that God told them to show. Children of the leaders, they believed that it was God that actually sent Moses and Aaron. So they said, okay, they should go ahead and talk to Pharaoh. So when they got to Pharaoh, told Pharaoh that the God of Israel said that you should let my people go and worship me and offer sacrifices to me in the wilderness for 3 days. And Pharaoh was like, who is God of Israel? And why will he tell me to let the people of Israel go? I don't know God of Israel. I'm not going to let them go. After Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh's presence, he went to go and Pharaoh made new orders that the children of Israel work should be doubled and they should get more strict with them. So the leaders of Egypt got more strict with the children of Israel. They were even beating them. They don't make up to the quota for the day. The children of Israel went to plead with Pharaoh that he should please help them, that they are trying their best. Pharaoh shouted at them that they are lazy and that's why they have time to be listening to Moses' stories, Moses' lies, and that they should go and continue their work. Children of Israel went to go and meet Moses. They went to go and change for him that, can you see what you've caused? That we're on our own now, we're working. You came to come and answer our problem. So Moses went to cry to God that, see, the children of Israel are suffering and you're not even doing anything to rescue them. So God told him to go and tell the children of Israel that, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to rescue you and take you to the promised land that I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Children of Israel, they didn't even rate Moses again. Moses was just talking to them. They didn't listen to him. So Moses went back to God. God now told him to go and meet Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh that he should let the people of Israel go. And God told Moses that Pharaoh was going to ask for signs and that he was going to also harden Pharaoh's heart, so he was going to be stubborn. So Moses went to Pharaoh and told him that God said, let my people go. And Pharaoh asked for the sign as God has predicted. And Aaron hit his staff on the floor and it turned into a snake. Then Pharaoh was like, and so, what's so special in what you've done? Pharaoh called the magicians, the wise ones of Egypt. They were also able to turn their staff into snakes. But Aaron's snake swallowed all the snakes. But Pharaoh was still not convinced because he was like, what's special about what they had done? And Moses went back to meet God. And God told him that tomorrow morning, when Pharaoh is going to the river, that Moses should meet up with him and tell him that if he does not let the children of Israel go and praise him in the wilderness, go and offer sacrifices to him in the wilderness, that is going to change all the water in the land, starting from river now to the water they've already fetched in bowls, and every water in the land is going to turn into blood. And Pharaoh was not even bothered. Aaron dipped the staff into the river and every water in the land turned to blood. They had to start digging new well for them to get water. Pharaoh was still not bothered because he told his wise ones and magicians to do the same. They were also able to turn water to blood, so it was not special still, and Pharaoh just ignored Moses and Aaron. So on the 7th day, God sent Moses and Aaron back to Pharaoh, and they went to meet him and said that God said, let my people go and offer sacrifices to me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh did not answer. So Moses told Pharaoh that he was going to send frogs and they were going to be everywhere in the land, on the floor, on their beds, around his people and everybody. And Pharaoh was still not listening. So God allowed the frog plague happen. There were frogs everywhere, on their bed, on the road, everywhere you can think of. Then Pharaoh also called his magicians and wise ones that they should recreate Oyana. They were also able to do it. So it was nothing special to Pharaoh still. But when the whole frog thing got so much for them to undo, Pharaoh went to beg Moses and Aaron that they should pray to their God. They should let the plague go, and he's going to allow them to go and offer sacrifice in the wilderness. So Moses and Aaron prayed to God, and God sent the frog plague away. But Pharaoh was whining them, so he didn't let them go. Then this time around, God sent a plague of gnats to them, and Pharaoh was thinking that it was like the normal thing. He called his magicians and wise ones that they should come and also do the same thing. But they were not able to recreate this plague at this time. And they told Pharaoh that this is the finger of God and Pharaoh should better leave the children of Israel if he knows what's good for him. But as the goats that Pharaoh was, he didn't listen. Then God sent plague of flies. And this time, God did not let the plague get to Goshen. Goshen was where the children of Israel lived. So there were flies every other place in Egypt except Goshen. And Pharaoh now begged Moses and Aaron that they should pray that God should take the plague away and they were going to allow them offer the sacrifices in Egypt. Then Moses said no, they don't want to offer the sacrifice in Egypt. That children of Egypt don't like how children of Israel offer sacrifices, so they are going to stone them if they see them offering the sacrifice, that they have to go to the wilderness. Then Pharaoh said anyone that just pray that let this plague go. So Moses and Aaron prayed again, the plague went. Then same thing happened for the plague of livestock, the plague of boils, where all their livestock had boils and even they had boils on their body. Ew. Then there was plague of darkness, where everywhere was dark for 3 days in Egypt. Then in Goshen it was night and day as usual. At this time, Pharaoh was like, okay, only the men of Israel, they should follow Moses and go and offer sacrifices. That does he think that do they think that he's stupid? So he will let them go and they're not going to come back. That no. Then Moses said that if they want to leave, that all of them have to leave, even with their livestock. All of them have to go and worship God in the wilderness. Then Pharaoh said, okay, pray for me this time and I'm going to let you guys go. He kept doing the same thing over and over. There was plague of locusts, there was plague of hailstorm. Pharaoh still was not convinced enough to let them go. Then this time, the biggest plague came, where God was going to kill the firstborn son of Egypt. But before he did that, he already gave Moses and Aaron instructions to give the children of Israel on how they should slaughter lambs and use the blood to write on their doorposts. So when he's going through Egypt and taking their firstborn sons, he's going to skip their house. He's going to pass over their house. So they followed the instruction. Then it was at midnight that this plague happened, where all their firstborn sons died, from Pharaoh's firstborn son to their maid's firstborn son, even their livestock self, their firstborn son died. Then there was wailing in the land. Then that was when the children of Egypt were now begging the children of Israel that please come and be going. They even gave them clothes, they gave them gold. Then Pharaoh told all of them, told them that they should be going. That was how children of Israel left Egypt. Though. When they now even left, before they left, God already gave them instructions on how they will do Passover, like from generation to generation, and like 3 other festivals they were going to do, and how the children of Israel would dedicate their firstborn to him, and even the first one of their livestock and all of that. So when the children of Israel were already passing through the wilderness, God made them pass the longer way, because he was like, these people, if I let them pass the short way now, when there's any inconvenience, they're just going to run back to Egypt. So he made them pass long journey. Then one afternoon, Pharaoh was just like, wait, what? The children of Israel are gone. He now ordered like 600 chariots. Then even he himself, he followed them, and they wanted to pursue children of Israel. Like, just let them go. They've gone, leave them alone. But no, he still followed them. And at the time that Pharaoh was going to pursue them. Children of Israel were already around the Red Sea, and when they saw Egyptians coming, they were already panicking. They were already telling Moses that, see yourself again. You could have left us in Egypt, where there were graves to bury us if we die. So now I'm going to come and die inside this wilderness. So Moses had told them to calm down, and he prayed to God. And God was like, why are you praying? Raise your staff on the Red Sea, and it's going to divide for you guys to pass. So that was how Moses raised his staff. The children of Israel were able to pass. When it was time for the Egyptians to pass, was when the Red Sea closed up on them. Until today, they all perished. Like, they all perished in the river. Till today, they have not recovered from the loss. Then children of Israel were happy, finally, after shouting at God and Moses for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. So thank you guys so much for watching till the end. And next episode, I'm going to be talking about how the children of Israel journeyed through the wilderness, and how a journey of 11 days turned into 40 years for them, and how they were testing God over and over again. I hope to see you guys in my next episode. If you've not already subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. Bye guys.